Okay. Okay. Yes, go ahead.
Assalamualaikum, sir.
Walaikum salam.
Sir, we were doing identity. That one, sir. What do you call that? AD, Azure AD.
Android, right? So
Right.
you people has created a resource, created a users and try to give it.
Yeah, yes, sir. I did a lab, and alhamdulillah, I checked already, and whatever the role I have assigned, that I could only able to do that one. And for the one,
Great, great,
I created a coordinator. Coordinator could able to do almost all the whatever the services available on the console, they can do it completely.
great, great, Wahid. Okay. Hope okay. Today we will be okay. Thanks for giving this input.
Okay, sir. Jazakallah.
Okay. Thanks, Wahid. So today we will today we will start up our with our group policies. So sorry, Azure policies, not group policies, Azure policies. So what exactly I mean by an Azure policies? So policies are nothing but a set of rules and regulations which we are deploying on your entire resources. So whatever the resources we are creating, so that resources are uh, defined by some policies. So policies are based upon, let us talk about security related policies, are standardization organization organize standardization policies, and you can also call as cost management to minimize your cost. We can use a policies. So like for example, let me take I want to use only a particular region to deploy my resources. So I don't want to use all the regions. Like if I give an access to you, Azhar, you have an access on Azure, you start working on it. What you will do? You will try to deploy the resources in some another region, so where I don't know about that resources is already deployed on the other region. So when I will let you, when I will get it know, when I get a bill, when I get a bill from Microsoft saying that this is a resource which we are using in so and so region, and it is costing this much. So as in management is thinking that okay, I am running my resources only on east region, and I am not east and west, I am not using any other region. So but as an engineer or some another people, those who are from application developer or for anything for the testing purpose, okay, for they have utilized other region for a testing purpose, that's great, that's okay, that will be fine. But they have not informed, and due to which it has impacted some cost to the company. So now the company and management will think about it, right? Okay, why they have implied, why they have created the resources in some another region. So restrict the users to not to create in a particular different regions. We can restrict it, and this is nothing but some restrictions we are applying based upon the policies. And after that, there are some more things like tagging. Tagging also will be there. That we will discuss it uh, about the policies and all. So sometimes these policies are also used for audit purpose. What is a use of audit? So every company in have an internal audit. So what do you mean, what do you mean by internal audit? So audit is based on your sales. So it will be sales audit. There will be a separate team is defined for an auditing purpose. So there will be a security audit, there will be your resources audit, and there will be your network related audits. So each and every cost, wherever the cost has applied, so there the company will use an auditing process. So auditing process, it's a standardization of each and every company, where so every company will have their own format for auditing purpose. Like for example, let me take, my server name should be like, for example, I am using an application called as Salesforce application, or I am using a database server. Then my application name should be like it comes start with my company name, like ABC is my company, AB hyphen uh, my operating system name, like if it is a Windows, VN, VI, and if it is a Linux, LI. So then next is nothing but my application name, and then my number. So like that, there are some auditing processes. So based upon that only, I need to build my environment, or I need to build my infrastructure. Okay, so like that. And it also used and helpful for you all, saying that auditing, right? Okay, so whenever in our company what happened, whenever there is an audit process, my manager will come to me and says that, Farooq, there is an audit process is going on. So is everything is in place? Do we are not overriding anything? So if there is any overriding, then immediately a email goes to my manager saying that you have violated this policy. This policy is violated and you need to correct it. So the auditing is very good, very you can say, as if audit report says negative audit report on a particular resource or particular team, then it impacts the whole team performance. So that's the reason why every manager is worried about an audit process. So that's the reason why what we used to do is we used to create some certain policies. So based upon the policies, we will validate what is audit parameters, and then we used to make that uh, corrected. So before the audit process starts, so that we will have an assurance saying to a manager that yes, everything is in place as per the auditing company standards. That's what we need to do. So these things we used to perform by using an what we can say, by using an Azure policies. So that we will see what the policies are right now. Start my presentation to you. So just let me start my presentation. So Azure Policies, first of all, Azure Policies is a service by Microsoft Azure which allows you to create, assign, and manage the policies to control or audit of your resources in your Azure. So this is also known as like Azure Policies evaluate and access your resource to make them sure that they are compliant with the policies that you have enforced in a place. So this is a very important point. So whenever a company has by defaultly by company has designed some policies, and we need to addicted to that policies. We need to connect it and stay like fixed to that policies. So that policies are uh, we can by deploying an Azure policies, we can evaluate whether the accesses to the particular resources are in a correct in a place and all. So, and one more thing I want to tell, that these policies are completely in a coding format. So in a we need to write these policies in a code format, that is in a JSON code. So Azure has a JSON code format, and not only you need to create the policies for your company, but there are default policies which is called as built-in policies. There are n number of built-in policies, and by using that built-in policies, you can modify that policy and you can rename it as per your requirement. Okay, but this as an administrator, we are not going to do these policies. We are not going to write any code on it. So as a developer, as a L3 guy, he used to create a policies and he used to deploy it, and just we need to validate it and we need to say that so it's a compliant, all the resources are matched or not. We need to verify that. Okay, so that we need to do it. Okay, next is nothing but Azure policies are created and enforced at different levels, like, right? So you can create and you can apply these policies on a levels, maybe on your management groups, or maybe on your subscription level, or maybe on your resource level. Just a minute. Yes, sir.
Sir, is this policy defined by the architect? Azure?
Yes. Yes. So these policies are designed by architect level or the higher authorities of a company. So they will design a policy, and we need to validate the policies, and we need to submit the report based upon the compliance. So before that, we need to understand what exactly the policy is. Okay. So sometimes, not only an architect level, most of the companies don't have an access to Azure policies. There for their employees, there are limited access provided to the policies. Why? Because policies, if you apply any policies on a particular region or particular location, it will deny some resources, and also so many things can be happen. So that's the reason it won't have an access to all the employees to modify or to create any policies. But there are some chances where you may, in your interview point of view, you may ask about your policies and Azure policies, what exactly the role of Azure policies and how it will be used. So that Azure policies is a service like it's in Microsoft, which is allowed to create and assign and manage policies in a control or audit of your resources in Azure. So Azure policies are evaluated, and you can apply these policies on different levels. So either you can apply on management group. So maybe you have an subscription levels for prod, for dev, and for test you have a different subscriptions. So based upon the subscriptions levels also, you can apply these policies, as well as you can apply these policies on your resource group also. Okay. So when you are designing a policy, you need to remember four main things, that is called as definition, scope, assignment, and compliance. So these are the four levels where your policy will be, your four key tasks. Like if an interviewer asks what a Azure policy includes, so what is the use of Azure policy? The first thing you need to answer that Azure policies are policies which can be applied on on our resources, Azure resources, which are working on Azure resources, and that can be applied on any of level like management group level, subscription level, or resource level. And these policies includes four major things. One is called as a definition, another is called as a scope, another is called as assignment, and next is compliance. So what do you mean by definition? Definition is nothing but a policy. A policy definition is a JSON document that outline the rules and specifications that action to take when a resource is non-compliant. And Azure provide built-in policies. You also have an option to create a custom definition. Okay, so it's nothing but that, as I said, the policies are created in the form of JSON document, that is a code related document, and this is nothing but have maintain your rules, what are the rules need to be applied, and what are the specifications, and what are the actions need to be taken if their resources are not compliant as per the policy. Okay. So next is nothing but scope. Scope is you are defining the level of a policy, where it need to be applied, whether it need to be applied on management group, or whether it need to be applied on a subscription level, or whether it need to be applied on your resource level. So next is assignment. So after creating a policy definition, you need to assign it to a particular scope. So unlikely like RBAC assignment, which are often user specific, policy assignment have an organization impact. So here there are some differences. Yesterday we have discussed about IAM roles, right? So IAM roles are based on, so just this is the differences I want to tell you. So IAM roles are a user specific, like it will be define a user, it will applies on a user, which user have a rights to access, or which user has a right to deploy the resource. But here the Azure policies are defined, our assignments has an organizational impact. So on you are applying your policy on your entire organization. Let me take, like if you are applying, I have only one subscription level. let me take, I have only one subscription line and I am applying a policy on a particular subscription itself. Then it's nothing but, so I am applying a policy on a particular subscription. It means that I am applying a policy on a particular organization. So maybe you can take as a management level or maybe your subscription level. So that's the reason why. So the entire policy is applied on a particular organization level. But whereas RBAC roles are IMA roles or RBAC roles are applied on a user level, not on an organization level. Okay, is it clear? Right. So next is compliance. So once the policy is assigned, so Azure continuously evaluate the resource for the compliance. Policy do not modify existing resource. They only affect future changes. So it's nothing but whenever you that's the reason why first whenever we create, before creating any resource in your Azure, first we need to deploy our policy. That is, we need to define our organization policy first. Why? Because the organization policy will not apply on the resources which is already created. So from now, if I, after creating a policy, so after creating a policy, it start affected. So before creating a policy, if I created some resource, that resources will not apply or that not come into my uh, uh, policy standards. Okay. So these all are about policy, right? We will be going to see about two different options about the policies. So in a lab session, we will go to the lab session. Before that, I will go for tagging concept. So Azure resource tagging. So what is Azure resource tagging? So what is the advantage of tagging? So tag means what? Let me take an example. You have a number of books in your bag, okay, and you don't know which book contains which data or which book contains which information. So what you will write? You will write on your book saying that this is a science book, this is my social book, or this is my computer book, or on a top of your book, to identify whether before opening the book you will get identify that, okay, this is my computer book, so I need to go through the computer class, then I will use a computer book. So it's nothing but it's a label name, I can say. So in the same format, we are using a tagging which is called as Azure resource tagging. So these tags are applied on all the resources, so to identify which resource is applied on which virtual machine. So let me take, like, I have a network resource, I have used an IP address, like public IP address, and I don't know this IP address is assigned to which computer. So if I use a tag, so tag will shows me an information saying that, okay boss, this IP address, public IP address, is assigned to so and so computer name. So I can understand, okay, yes, this is a computer name, and I can troubleshoot it. So that the tagging is very much important in your troubleshooting purpose, as well as next is nothing but tagging is also very much important in deployment, or you can say cost management. So a good organization strategy helps you to understand your cloud usage and can help you manage the cost. So the tagging, so we have a resource management tag. There are n number of tags, so that you can create every company as per the company requirement they will create. So I have listed only few, like resource management tags. It enables to locate you, act on the resource that are associated with a specific workload or environment, business unit, and your owners. So I don't know, like, sorry, give me a minute. Let me take one example. uh, I have more than 2000 3000 computers in my environment. Okay, 2 to 3000 servers in my environment, and I don't know which server to whom I need to report if there is an issue. So let me take, like, there are few servers which was went down, so which was not reporting, but no one has come back to me saying that, my boss, my application has went down. So what is my responsibility? My responsibility is to identify. I have identified that the 5 servers are went down. So and I need to send an email to a owner of a server. Boss, this is a issue. This is a issue due to which your server has been went down. How can I identify? So I cannot identify it in my 2000 servers. I cannot identify who the server owner is. So I will maintain a tag. So mentioning as a tag, maybe tag contains as a owner, maybe owner email address, or maybe owner multiple. If you have a multiple owners, then there is a separate group of email IDs, which is called as distribution email ID. So I can send an email to a particular group, says that okay, I have done my job. So I have informed, I have sent an email to my group application owner saying that, boss, see, this is the issue, this is the issue happened, and we have fixed, this is the way. So after some time, they cannot come back to me and cannot say me that you people has not sent an email. So already I send an email. I can take out that email and I can say, yes, this is the server went down on so and so date. So we have sent an email. So we have a proof for that. So that's the reason why we use mostly a resource management tag, which will be help us to manage our resource very easily. And next is your cost management optimization tags. So why we use a cost optimization tag? Why? Because here we will be using an application name. So every company has associated with some of the cost. So they will feel that okay, I am running this application. Okay, that application is running on multiple servers. How much profit I am getting with this application? Okay, as per a business perspective, so they will think, okay, how much profit I am getting how much resource utilization, the cost and the profit. So the cost, which gives me the cost management tag, will me tell me that these particular, I can filter it by saying as a cost management tag. By using a cost management tag, let us take an application called a ABCD application. ABCD application is running, and that application, how much cost it impact on my Azure resources, I can pull that. So I can say that okay, I can ask, this is the tag, you give me the cost associated with this tags. So the Microsoft will provide the cost. So then I submit the same to the management, saying that, boss, this is a cost which has been applied, which has been utilized in the whole month by this resource. So this, it will be very easy for us to identify the resource and give the correct data. So, and operational management, like it also use and our SLAs and all, like service level agreements, like there are some service level agreements. So by using that, we can also identify that okay, this is a high service level agreement, we need to resolve this in a 4 hours of time or 5 hours of time. So that is nothing but also operational tags. Security tags, like enables you to classify the data by its security level, such as public or confidential or internal or public, so that we can specify it. Like environment tag, it used to classify your environment, which type of environment you are using, like for example prod, test, dev. So there are the multiple types of environment. And backup tags, you can use backup tags, how the servers are getting backed up, is the backup policies are applied or not. And then you can also use an operating system tag, and you can also use an storage tag. So like that, you have multiple tags you can use for your identification purpose. For patching the server also, we use a tags only. In our environment, we use a patch tag, and we use a patch cycle tag. So some patches are, some servers used to patch on first weekend, some servers used to patch on second weekend, servers used to patch on third weekend. So some servers used to patch on fourth weekend. So we will mention as a patch cycle: first week, second week, third week, and fourth week. So based, and our we run the automation tool. That automation tool will search for a tag, and we will ask the automation tool to pick up all the servers, those who are in a first week. So it will pick up all the servers based upon the tag in a first week and start patching. That's it. So you pick the servers from the based upon the tag, and you start patching. So that is very helpful based upon the tag associations. So tags are very much important. So tags, you are going to see the tags in your real time environments. Okay. So let's jump into a practical sessions and let's have some Azure policies and let's create some policies and tagging also. Okay. Is it clear? Let me, if anyone has any query, let me know before going into a practical session. Because I will have 1 minute of time. Okay, fine. So no queries. So let's jump into the practical session. So I have connected my Azure. Okay. So here I will go to policies, go for search in a column, says policies, click on policies. So if you can see here, we have get started, compliance, remediation, and events. Okay, so we have multiple options over here. So first I will go with overview. So overview is a dashboard where it shows me how many things are compliant or how many things are not compliant. Here you have one policy, one is a default policy. This is a default policy by an Azure subscription itself. So whenever you create a new subscription, everyone will have this default policy. We need to go with authoring. Okay, authoring option. So here you will have definitions. That's what I said. Definitions, assignments, and exemptions. So definitions is nothing but these are a policy definitions. So these you can filter it like we have two types of options. One is called as policy definition. One is called as entitative definition. What is the difference between policy definition and entitative definition? So definition is nothing but a single policy. So if you want to apply a single policy, that policy is called as a policy definition. So if you want to create a multiple policies and you need to create a group of a policies that need to be applied, that called as an interview definitions. So we are going to do a lab sessions on both the things. First we will do a policy definition, then we will explore interview definitions also. Okay, so here you can use the filter options. So to filter your strategies, filter your policies and all. So if I go here, I have all indicative and policy. If I remove this, if I want only indicative policies, then let me see how many indicative policies. So these are default policies. So I have not created any policy right now. Okay, so these are a default policies. Interview policy, you can see the option icon. So the icon is changed here, so it shows you the collection of policies. Okay, so you have enable all log categories, group resource logging, allow usage cost resource. Okay, deploy Windows Azure monitoring agent using so and so, and configure Linux machines to run the Azure monitor. Okay, so and you can also use Microsoft Cloud security, and like that you have a number of policies over here. So these you can see the type is built in. So all are built-in policies. So these are default built-in policies. Okay, there are a number of policies. So depend upon your requirement, you can choose and you can select the policies. So these are intuitives. So now I will go for only a single policy. So if you can see here the icon is a little bit different. So here it's called as, these are called as single policies. Here you can see the definition name is as a policy. Okay, so this you need to consider. This you need to make sure, like storage account key should not expire. If you have, this policy is not applied to anywhere, you can use this policy or create a data inventory. Okay, and you have verify in inaccurate or outdated P22 means PIs. So uh, configure SQL virtual machine to automatically install Microsoft Defender. So if you apply this policy on the subscription level, the whenever you configure your virtual machine, SQL virtual machine, and Microsoft Defender will get installed. Okay, so like that, there are a number of policies over here. Information security, like that you have a number of policies. If I say it, go on, and then there are a lot of policies. These are all our built-in policies. Okay, I don't want to go with the built-in policies, I want to go with my own policies, saying that I want to restrict I want to use a particular location only. Let me take I need to build my resources in my location. So if you can go with virtual machine here. In your virtual machine, well, at the time of creating a virtual machine, so I am selecting a resource group that is called as RG01, and here I am selecting a any of the location, but I want to restrict my location. Here I want to give only two locations, or like let me take one is the Europe and another is the US. So we will create one policy and we will apply it. Okay, we will see the changes. Okay. Let's come to definitions first. Go for policy definitions. Then here it's a basic one. So here you need to define your location. So click on that, and here where you need to define your location. As we don't have created any management groups, so directly the first level comes our subscription level. So I have selected my subscription, saying as select. Yeah, I have selected my subscription, and I need to name the policy. Let us take okay, I have some code. So let me take that only. Let me take some name called as restricted locations. Okay, restrict some locations. I will taking this name. Well, any name you can take. It's not like that you have taken this name only. You can take any name. So I can take restrict location or location restrictions. Location restrict. Okay, so I give the name. So description, if you want, I can give any description. It's not mandatory, but depends if it depends upon you. So here category. So use an existing policy. I can use an existing policy and I can modify it as per my requirement, but I am not going to use an existing policy. So I am creating my new policy. You're saying as create new category. See, come down. You have some rules. You need to write the code over here. So the policy definition or policy code. So I will give this code to you so that you will be able to write it. So this is a code. Display name allowed locations. It's nothing but policy type is built in. So I'm using a built-in policy and modifying as per my requirement. So display name as per the policy is allowed location, and policy type is built in. So model all parameters list of allowed locations. So type is array and metadata, like I need to give some information. So and other than the location which I mentioned, apart from that everything should be get denied. Okay, so I will copy this. Okay. Let me select all and paste it. Okay. So click on Save. Now my policy has been created. So you can, once the policy is created, you can see there are some more changes has been happened. It's saying as display name is now location restrict. Okay. See, type is custom. It's not built in now. Why? Because I have used a customized policy and created by myself. So created on so and so date, and the version and parameters, list of locations. So type array, everything has been given. Okay. So version, it has been added to my subscription level. You can see it has been added on the subscription front. So this is nothing but a scope where the policy is getting applied. Okay. So created by my ID and user and some my details, it has been provided. So this is nothing but I have created now successfully. I have created my policy. So now I will go to the assignment. Okay. Now in assignment, I need to assign a policy. Okay. Here you can see we have a default policy is assigned. Okay. So we will click on assign policy. So once we click on assign policy, here the first option is our scope. So where we need to assign our policy. So if you click here, we have a number of options. Like if I select my subscription level, or I can select my resource groups also. But here, as currently I won't select anything, so I will use only at my subscription level. So I will select my subscription level so that the policy is getting applied on my subscription level. And next is policy definition. So what is policy definition? And here you can also add the exclusions. So if I click on exclusions, you can select here a resource group which need to be excluded from this policy. Okay. So let me take an exclusion of RG03. Okay. Let me take this. Okay. I have added an exclusion. So for resource group RG03. Okay. Say, do you want to keep this selected item in a drop down control? Yes. So this is the exclusion. So on a resource 3 RG03, so if I select the resource group RG03, this policy should not apply. Okay. So that we will see in a practical right now. So go for policy sessions. So here I have mentioned some my policy called as location. Okay. Location restrictor. So I will select the custom one. Yeah. Location restrict. So I want a customized one. So I select the customized. I will say add. So location restrict is a policy, right? So I will go for next. Next is my parameters. I need to specify my parameters here in the policy. I have mentioned saying that that policy need to be restrict, but I did not provided the location details. Here I am providing a location details. Once you click on here, it will it will ask me a code. So what I will do, so use the same thing called as from a commas. You can add any location over here. Like I have used in West Europe, Central US, or anything. So I'm using these two locations for now. Okay, for easy understanding. You can use as per your requirement or any requirement, company requirement. So East US and West Europe is a location where I'm using it. So click on save so that the location details is getting saved now. So next, go for next option. So it's a remediation. By default, this assignment will only take effect on newly created resources. Existing resources can be updated via remediation task after the policy is assigned. So once the policy is assigned, you can use your remediation task to apply the policy on the existing resources. Okay, so click on next. So non-compliance message, if you want to give some any message like default message, so this policy, if this policy is applied and there is a non-compliance message, then you can keep the message. So I don't want to keep anything, just simply say next and say review and create. Created policy assignments. You can see here, right, location restriction. I have one type is called as only policy. Okay, policy I have created here. Okay, let us go and see is this applied or not. So go for compliance. You can see whether the policy is getting applied or not. Okay, it's still not. It will be get reflected. Yes. So location restricted. So it's not yet started. So 100% resource compliance. It's showing me as resource compliant 100%. Let's refresh now again. Okay. Because there are no resources which we have created in it. Let's go and try to create some virtual machine. Let's go and create virtual machine. So here I am selecting a resource group called as resource group 01. Okay. And once I select the location, okay, machine, okay, create virtual machine. This is 01. It's not applying, it should reflect here only. Let us see why it's not started yet. Yeah, it's showing me as non-compliant now. Okay. Go for virtual machine. So create virtual machine now. Let me select some another area. Central India. So I will create, I will click review and create. I need to give the name also. Test 001. Validation failed. See, so why the validation failed? Disallowed by the policy. Okay, location restrict. So this test NSG. So test resource test. So these everything is there. Why? Because I have given a policy saying that these resources only need to be worked, or these resources I need to apply a policy saying that so only US East and Europe location need to be used for my resource creation, right? This is a policy which we have created it. Okay. See, 48% completed. He found 25 resources in which 48% he has completed. Non-compliant resources are 13. Sorry, non-compliant resources and non-compliant policies is 1. So when you click on this, it will give you the complete information. What are the resources he has scanned? Okay. As per the policy, it says that East US and Europe. You can see the resources which are located in Central India is showing is as a non-compliant. Why? Because these, as per according to this policy, these resources need to be find out. So I found that this particular resource, if my company says that okay, you need to apply a policy, you need to run the resources only in particular location. Okay, after some time, so when I apply this policy, I found that so and so, so and so, so and so resources are not in particular region where as per my policy. Now my target is to work on this test 02 energy and my test VM energy. So I will collect a report from here and then I will work on it. Okay. So that is what my task. So I can edit the columns also if I want to add anything related compliance state, resource type, location. I can add more columns as well to my list so that I can get more clarity of the information. Okay. You can also watch through an activity logs. So what the activities has been performed and by using like validating validate deployment, creating a policy assignment. So it's still in a validation process. Okay. So this is an error message. So when the time of your virtual machine creation, it shows me that yes, right.
Sir, actually, we have not created any resources. But from where it is showing that out of 25, 13 has got compliant and rest 12 is not compliant.
We applied the policy on subscription level. So
Right.
whatever the resources already available in our subscription, it will try to uh, check on the resources which are already available.
All right. So it is at subscription level.
Yeah, it in a subscription level. We did not use our what you can say as a resource group level. So we
Okay.
use this policy on a subscription level. So that's the reason. Like VNet 02. Let me show you like where it is. Okay, let's go back.
By default, whatever Seco10 is having as a resources, it is showing to that only at
Yes,
subscription.
yes, yes, yes. So
Okay.
here you can see image Linux 02 NSG. So it is non-compliant. Why? Because this resource is available in our what you can say Central India, right? Central India location. Okay. So our location is something different, but that location does not match to my policy. So that's the reason it shows as a non-compliant.
Right. Okay, sir.
Okay, got it. Okay. Yeah. So now I will come back and I have made some exclusions over there. So I will use create virtual machine. So I have made some exclusions called as resource group 3. Yes, sir.
Can you,
Hello.
sir, can you able to hear me?
Yes, yes, sir.
Can
Tell
you
me.
show me again where you have defined that locations in the policies? One more time.
Locations. Yeah, sure.
And secondly, sir, uh, suppose I have a users and I have an account on Outlook Office 365 accounts for the users, and I want that users account should be able to access from only domain machine systems. So what I have to do with that one?
That you are talking about an domain environment type. So
Yes, yes,
we are not discussing on the domain environment front. So we are only working on a servers which has been deployed in your cloud environment. So like
okay,
your user related, like if you are saying as a policy, you want to apply a policy for a user level, that is different concept. Okay, so that we cannot do from here. Like you are saying as a particular user need to use only one machine, right?
yes,
So a user, like a machine, have user, and user need to use for example system 001. That's it. He should
yes,
not have to use any other machine. That is called as
yes,
computer related policy. So here we are
okay,
not discussing about a computer related policy. We are discussing about a group policies also. Okay, Windows group policies you can do that, but here we are discussing on cloud related policies. Okay,
okay.
okay,
Thank you.
fine. Okay, so here we have a location restrict, so we can restrict our location. Let's go to the policy. Here we have restricted a location, so I am using a RG03 now, and I am using a central India. Okay, so everything is recommended in RG03 research group. I have excluded this RG03 from my policy. Okay. I will deploy the resources in resource 03. Okay. So simply I will saying as an existing key. Okay. Linux. I want to keep the name as well. Just 001. So we will say review and create. Yes. Now validation is passed. Why? Why? Because this policy is not applied on resource 03. I have excluded it from the environment. I excluded from the policy. So that's the reason it's not getting applied on a resource 03. So here I can create my resource here. Okay. Now I'm going to create another policy. Going for policy definition. So I will specify as the top end level, that is called as my location. I will mention it as tag. Tag resource. Okay. I will mention it as a tag resource. The same I will be using as a create new policy. So go for resource tagging. We have a separate script for that. I have a separate commands for that. Okay. Here, what is happening? The policy will ensure all the resource have the tag name called as environment. So every policy should have a tag name called as environment. Okay. So I will save it. Once this is policies created, from here also you can assign the policies direct option. So here you have an assign policy option. From here you can create an assign. So here I'm using a scope called as scope 10, and here now I am not doing any exclusions. Why? Because I want to show you on resource 3 also, if I won't apply the tag, it will ask me. Okay. So previous policy I have excluded in a resource 03, but here I'm not going to exclude anything. Okay. So just I'm going here down, so saying as next. So I need to mention the tag name, so as parameter. So tag parameter I need to mention, so I'm mentioning as environment, which I have already specified in my script. So I am mentioning as environment over here. Okay. Make sure there should not be any spaces and all. So say next, next. So here I'm assigning the policy. Okay, create. So first we have created, and next we have assigned the policy. Okay, come back again. Let's come to your virtual machine. Say create virtual machine. Okay. Now I will select as Secret Annex, and I will select as resource group 1, and here I will select as a region same East US, means it will validate me. Okay, test 001. Okay, next availability zone I will select as by default. So let me see. Okay, yeah, it's authorized. Go for use existing keys to store in your Azure. So say as I'm selecting this as a key. So say review and create. Okay, here I have what I did. So I chosen RG01, as well as I chosen the location called as East to US. I want to see whether my policy is getting applied or not. Okay, sure. My policy is not getting applied. It's showing as requested disabled by policy. Okay, which resource? Yeah, see, tag resource. So tag resource is a policy which has been blocking me not to create the resources. So sorry, I will go for tag. I will use a value called as environment here, and I will mention it as test. So I selected the resources here. See, availability set for the disk, network interface, recovery, SQL, virtual machine, hash, and storage accounts and virtual machines. So everything is mentioned over here. So I will select review and create. So now definitely it will allow me to create the resources. Right. Validation is passed. So not only a single name I have mentioned. So in a script, I can mention a number of names, and I will make sure that whenever a new resources is getting created, it will create in a standard format. So by using a tagging option. Okay, this is fine. Till now it's good. So all the things are working fine. So my policies are working fine. And let me see the compliance report. Go for policies. Go for policies. In that you can see the compliance. So target resource, still it's searching on it, still it's validating it. Okay, just let us wait for another 1 or 2 minutes, then we will remove the assignments. then we will create an indicative policies. Okay, so here you can see we have two policies which has been created with a name called as policy. Its name called as policies, so which is called as location restrictions and tag resources. Okay, let's let's go for assignment and let's remove that assignment. So now I don't want to use this policy methods, so I'm going for tag or delete assignments, location restrictions, assignment. Fine. Now there are no assignments, there is only one assignment. Okay, yeah. Let's go for policies definition now. So now I am going to initiate the indicative definition. So indicative definition is nothing but collection of multiple policies. So I am going to create an indicative definition now, and I am going to deploy this policy by assigning this policy on my particular C-code or C-code subscription. Okay, indicative policy. Here, indicative location, first I need to select. So here you can select multiple, like I have selected C-code. Okay, the policy will be on C-code, and name, let us take as VM policies. Okay, VM creation policy. Okay, anything you can take. So I have taken the VM creation policy. So here I have taken as a new. So you can see here I don't have an option to mention any script over here. Why? Because we are adding multiple policies to us one definition. So we will select next. Here we have an option to add the policies. I will be clicking on add policy. We are saying as location. Okay. Let us type policy type. We got custom. Let us take custom location restriction. Target resources. I have selected two and I have added two policies. Okay. You can use a group option also to group the policies, but I'm not using it. So I'm keeping it as a default. Then introduce parameters. So nothing I'm going to do any parameter option. I'm not going to create any parameters. Introduce parameters allow parameter values to be reused across the individual policy parameters. Okay, so we can modify that. So I'm not going to use, keep it as a default now for now. Now you have policy parameters. So here we need to specify the resource tag underscore one means we need to specify the name called as environment, right? Environment. Here I need to specify the location restrictions. So previously what we did, we have used location this East US and West Europe. Now I will be taking another location also, Southeast Asia. Okay. Let me take these three locations. I am selecting these three locations now. So I have taken East US, West Europe, and Southeast Asia. These are the three locations where I can deploy my resources. Click on save. Okay. Go for next and create your points. Done. I have created my uh, entitative definitions. Okay. Now I need to assign entitative. So at what level I need to assign? I am assigning at my subscription level only. All selected. Okay. Let me cancel this. So we have by default it was selected as a scope. So here entitative definition policy name is by default it has been reflecting. So say next. So this policy has no parameters. Okay, no problem. Okay, say next. Why? Because already we have specified the parameters in the entitative definition policy only. So that's it is showing as this policy does not have any parameters. So next. Okay. Non-compliance message, what the message you want to keep for this and what the message you want to keep this for this. So this everything we need to specify here. So I'm for now I'm not doing anything. So I'm keeping it by default. So say next. Okay. Okay, done. It's created. Right. It's created. It's done. It's created now. Go for policy definitions and go for assignments. You should get two assignments now, right? So VM creation policy, you can see the type is entitative. Okay. But here you can validate the type. Okay. So for compliance, so this is still not yet started. Let's wait for some more time. It's taking some time. Let's wait. Okay. Meanwhile, do you have any questions? Then I can come back to your questions. Yes, Fahid.
Sir, for us to do a lab on this topic, it was okay that you had a CQ10 with some resources. I do not have any resources now. I have a free tier account. So how should I do that resource creation? It is by default, it is built in, or I need to create a resource for that?
No, Wahid, I am also using an free tier account.
Okay. So it is by default.
Only the, yeah, only the name is I have changed the name in my free tier account. That's it.
Okay. So whatever the
So
resource
I
it is by default.
yeah.
Okay.
So I will share you the I will keep you the link and data. So where the scripts and all, so that you can follow it. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Let me do it right away. Just give me a minute. has opened for me. Validation. See where I am storing it. Just see the location also in a content. I have created a folder in a lab material. So I have allowed this folder to download it. You can download directly and you can use that formats or files, commands. Okay. So let's see my policies are applied or not. Like yes, it's in started stage. Yes, it's working. So it's working. So let's go and try to create my virtual machine environment. So let's see as create virtual machine. So here I'm selecting as resource group one. See, you can see here. So can you see the difference? I am eligible to select only these two locations for now, right? East US and West Europe. And I think I have also added one more location, right? We have added three locations, right? What was that location? I think it has not applied or what? Let me refresh it. Let me refresh my screen. East Europe and East US. Let me take some other location now. Here only it will show me that VM creation policy is violating. So why? Because I have selected some different location, which is not from a policy. Okay. So let me see whether I can select some other policy. So I can Southeast Asia, right? It's not showing for me. Mhm. Currently, I have two locations only. Why? Because I think Southeast Asia is not allowed for free trial versions, I believe. So that's the reason it's not showing in this policy. So here, US East US. Yeah. Uh, I will select UNP. Need to give the basic just 001. So again error. That is nothing but VM creation policy error. So I don't know, like, see, I am getting a VM creation policy error. I don't know how many policies are applied. So previously, what happened when in our previous session, previous scenario, so where I am getting an error saying that so and so policy name, so target resource tag resources policy is blocking you. So here I don't have an information saying that which policy is blocking. Then I need to go with VM creation policy. From there, I need to check it. So click on this link. You will be opening a new policy tab. Okay. Directly, you have gone to a policy page. It's called as VM creation policy page. So click on next. No parameters are defined. So you need to identify which policy it is and where it has been applied. Okay. So to the home and you can check the policy here in assignments, VM creation policy, and it is an interview policy. And here you can see what are the policies are used by this resource selector. Introduce, right. Click after clicking as view introduce. So here it shows you that how many policies are attached to that. So default effect is denied. So it's nothing but we are denying it. So it shows you that how many policies are applied. So based upon that, you can troubleshoot where we are lacking and why we are getting this error. Okay, is it clear? Let me go and create another virtual machine like in resource 03. Yeah, now I got that. Southeast Asia. Previously I did not got it. Now I got it. Why? Because I think there was some delay. This is an policy where we applied Southeast Asia, Europe, and East US. Only these three are eligible. I will select this East US. Okay. I will go for tags. Just 001. And environment tags. Okay. And one more thing I want to tell you on tag is nothing but tags are case sensitive, and they sometimes, if there is a space also, friend are in a front one, in a starting one, if there is a space, and if afterwards, sometimes what we will do is we used to copy and paste in our environment also, we used to do that. So we used to copy and paste our tag names. So during that time, if I get a copy and paste and space name, space is there, then it won't works. Okay. So you need to make sure there should not be any space, frontwards and backwards, and there should be a case sensitive option should be there. So if it is in a caps, then you used to use the caps only, and if it is in a small, then you used to use in a small only. Okay. Review and create. Yes, my validation is passed now. So successfully I can deploy the resources using a policy. Okay, got it. So right now I'm not deploying anything, but we can deploy. And your task is to perform a audit related policy. So to create a audit related policy, so if you want, then so you will ask me that, sir, how can I get the code, right? Okay, you will get the code, search it, Google it. So you want to create an Azure policy with an auditing through a operating system name. Let me take as Linux or some other name. That is one thing. And also you want to audit uh, what you can say, yeah, operating system name, that's fine. So you create one or two or three virtual machines, and with the same, one is with the Linux and one is with Windows. You figure it out, how many Windows servers you are running on your uh, Azure infrastructure, and how many Linux machines you are running. So pull that report, that you can do it. Okay, that you can do it, that is a task for you. So you need to perform this task. uh, Parallelly you need to do this as well as you need to perform that task. So if you are not going to do, or if you are facing any challenges, in next class, in a 5 to 10 minutes, I will show you that also. Okay, that is very much important one also. For if you understand this, then easily you can do that, I'm sure about it. So you do that task. So if it is not there, then I will create step by step process for you, and I will upload to the folder. Okay, then you can practice it. Okay, is it clear to everyone? Yeah, the task which I have given you, that here we have created a policy for restrictions, right? So here I want you to create a policy for audit. Audit means I create two or three virtual machines in your environment. One is with Linux and one is with two with Windows, and create an audit policy, and get the output saying that how many Windows machines are running and how many Linux machines are running in your environment. Okay, so get these details. Okay, so this is the task. So hope everyone is enjoying the class. If you have any issues, you can reach to me as well as you can reach to admin also. Alim sir. Thanks, Vahid. Okay. So tomorrow onwards, we will start a storage classes. Okay. So uh, don't miss any class. Why? Because these are very important sessions. What I am taking right now. So these are some of the basic sessions which you need to understand. So after this week, we are slowly moving into an advanced topics from storage to network and network to some IMA policies and some related other automations process also. So going further, the classes will be very interesting. So stay connected and don't miss the any classes. Okay. Okay, you will feel that like okay, we can listen the recording, but listening a recording and attending a live classes is a lot of differences you have. So if you have a live class, then you can ask questions and you can ask repeatedly. You can ask whatever you have questions in that in your mind. But listening only a live recording will not impact more. Okay. Thanks everyone. We will end up the session today here, and inshallah tomorrow we will start up with a new session of our storages. Okay.